The schwa, the most important sound you've never studied. Hello, today we're looking at one vowel sound, just one. It's called the schwa, and if you want to sound more natural in English and understand spoken English more easily, this is the sound you need to know about. Here's the surprising part. The schwa is the most frequent vowel sound in English. Not A, not E, the schwa. It's the neutral little in the middle of your mouth, and most learners have never studied it because it doesn't belong to any letter. The name, by the way, comes from Hebrew, where it marked a very short neutral vowel. In the dictionary, it has its own symbol, an upside down E. You've seen it 1,000 times without knowing it was pointing at the most common sound in the language. So what is it? Relax your lips, relax your jaw, and release a very short sound. That's it. No effort, no shape. It's the sound your mouth makes at rest. If you try to connect the sounds K and G, the little sound that appears in the middle, kug, that's the schwa. Now, why does English use it so much? This is the key to the whole tutorial, so stay with me. English is a stress-timed language. The stressed syllables carry the beat, and everything between them gets compressed to keep the rhythm. That compression is the schwa. In weak syllables, the vowel very often collapses into whatever the letter says on the page. French works the other way. Every syllable gets roughly equal weight and its full vowel. So when you say confortable with 4 beautiful equal syllables, your pronunciation isn't careless. It's perfectly French. English says comfortable. 2 of those vowels are gone, and this is why the schwa is hard for you. The problem was never the sound itself. French has something very close in the E of le or petit. The problem is that French rhythm never asks you to reduce, and English rhythm demands it. Let's hear it in words. Pencil, not pencil, but pencil. The I disappears into a schwa. Support, not support, but support. The first syllable reduces to almost nothing, which is exactly what pushes the stress onto the second. Again, that first letter A, schwa. And a 3-syllable example. Victory, not victory. The middle vowel simply gives way. Notice what's happening every time. The schwa and the stress are 2 halves of one system. Reducing the weak syllables is what makes the strong syllables strong. Pronounce every vowel fully and the stress lands nowhere. And that, more than any grammar mistake, is what makes a speaker hard to understand. Get the schwa right and the stress places itself. The schwa does one more job between words. In natural speech, the small grammar words shrink so the important words can stand out. A cup of tea becomes a cup of tea. Bread and butter becomes bread and butter. And listen to the word can. On its own, can. In a sentence, I can swim. If you're listening for the full vowel, you won't hear the word at all. And this is why fast English can feel like it's swallowing words. It isn't swallowing them randomly. It's reducing them to schwa on purpose to give the time to the words that matter. Once you know this, listening gets easier because you stop searching for vowels that native speakers never actually say. One last thing for anyone who thinks this sounds like lazy English. Vowel reduction has been shaping English for 1,000 years. It's part of how the language became what it is. The schwa isn't sloppy speech. It is the rhythm of English, and using it is what sounding natural means. So how do you learn it? Notice it. From today, every time you learn a new word, ask 2 questions. Where is the stress, and which vowels reduce to schwa? Mark them in your notes and look for that upside down E in the dictionary. Then listen for the schwa everywhere in podcasts, in meetings, in films. You don't need to force it. Once you start hearing it, you can't stop, and your own pronunciation follows. That's it for today. One lazy little sound doing the most work in the English language.